Today we will be seeing what are the types of chromosome by function, and then we will be seeing what is a karyotype ideogram, and then we will be seeing about sex determination in human being. First, let us see what are the types of chromosome by function, we can say. Last class or last video we have seen about the chromosome based on the position of centromere. Now we will be seeing it by function. So in any eukaryotic chromosome, it can be divided into two different types. One we will be calling it as a autosome. Another one we will be calling it as a allosome. So based on the function, these are the major two types of chromosomes, autosome and allosome. These autosomes, what they do is they determine the body characters of an individual. Body character of an individual it will determine. So these allosomes, they determine the allosomes, we can say they are two different types. One is X and another one is Y. We will be seeing, and these two allosomes, that is X and Y, they determine the sex of an individual. So allosomes are two different types, X and Y, and they determine the sex of the individual, we can say. So normally the autosome is equal for male and female. They are equal for male and female. But in the case of allosomes, we will be seeing the difference in the male and female. That is, male will be having X and Y, and the female will have X. They will be having X and X. So this is the type of chromosome by function, that is autosome and allosome. Autosome determine body character and allosome determine the sex of what is a karyotype. So normally in any living being, the chromosome number is constant. It is fixed. For example, our human, if you take, it is 23 pairs of chromosomes, and if you take the Poisson sativum, which is taken by the Mendel, is 7 pairs, you can see. So in any individual that is living, the number of chromosome is constant. Normally we have 23 pairs, and 22 pairs are autosomes, and 23rd pair is allosome or sex chromosome, we have seen earlier. So normally these chromosomes occur in diploid condition, that is 23 pairs it will occur, or if we say there are about 46 chromosomes, we can say. So this condition, that is occur in pairs, they occur in pairs, 23 pairs, we call it as a diploid condition. So normally when it is producing a gamete, it becomes a haploid, that is the 23 pairs becomes 23 univalent. Becomes, or this 46 chromosomes becomes 23 individual chromosomes, that we call it as a haploid. Last year you might have studied about a cross called meiosis, or we can say this as a reduction division. Reduction division we say, whereas a diploid becomes a haploid because of meiosis, that is during the formation of gametes, we can say. during the formation of gamete, that 23 pairs becomes 23 univalent, or 46 chromosomes becomes 23 chromosomes. So what is a karyotype means? It is the number, size and shape of a chromosome in nucleus of an organism, cell nucleus of an organism, we can say. So this, please remember the definition of a karyotype. Karyotype is the number, size and shape of chromosome in cell nucleus. And what is ideogram? This also you remember. What is ideogram? It is the diagrammatic representation, that is, we used to give diagrammatic representation of a karyotype of a species, any living organism. The chromosome, if we give in a diagrammatic representation, total number of chromosome, we call it as a ideogram. So what ideogram has is, it is having all the metaphasic chromosomes. We know that during the cell division, the first one is prophase, then metaphase. During metaphase, the chromosome arrange themselves in the equatorial plane, there where you can see the structure of the chromosome. That is, we can see clearly the arm of the chromosome and centromere, we can say. So last class, or last video, we have studied about acrocentric, telocentric, metacentric, submetacentric chromosomes and all we have seen. So in the ideogram, we will be arranging the chromosomes, that is the homologous pairs, we will be arranging like decreasing in length, thickness and position of centromere and its shape. Like on the basis of this, we will be arranging them and putting them in a diagrammatic way, where the sex chromosome, that is so called X and Y, will be placed at the end. This is what we call it as a ideogram. Ideogram is a structural representation of a chromosome, where metaphasic chromosome, based on their decreasing length, thickness, position of centromere and shape, we will be arranging, where we are putting the sex chromosome at the end, we will be seeing. So see the book, see the diagram given in the book. So you will be see the difference between the chromosomes, how it is arranged. You can gradually come and you can see the arrangement of chromosome by decreasing the length of the chromatid. That is, we can say that we will be seeing different types of chromosome, that is metacentric, submetacentric, telocentric and all. Whereas we said the sex chromosome, that is so called male and female, are arranged at the last. This is what we call it as a ideogram. 18.7 we will be seeing, which we call it as a sex determination. We will be seeing. So normally, what is sex determination means? The development of zygote into a male or a female is called sex determination, and this will be carried in any individual by the chromosome. Some other will also determine the sex of an individual, that we will be seeing in higher classes and all. For now, what they have given in our book is the sex determination by the chromosome. Example, our human being we can take. So we know that human have 23 pairs of chromosome, that is 46 chromosomes we will be having. Among the 23 pairs, we already saw 22 are autosomes and the 23rd is a allosome. That is 22 autosome which determine the body character, and the 23rd is the allosome which determines the sex of an individual. That is, we saw male will have XY and female will have XX. since the female is having 22 autosomes and they have XX. So when this forms a gamete, it will have 22X, that is, it will produce one type of gamete only. So we say that all the females are homogametic, whereas the male will have in their gamete 22X, and also they will have another set 22Y. So they produce two different types of gametes, 1 and 2, one with the autosome with X chromosome and another autosome with Y chromosome. So the males are said to be heterogametic. Heterogametic we can say. So now we will see how the sex is determined in human being. Let us consider male have 23 pairs of chromosome plus X and Y, and a female 23 pairs of chromosome plus X chromosome, 22 plus XX. So now these will form a gamete for their reproduction. So male will have 22 plus X and also another set 22 plus Y. These are the two gametes, since it is heterogametic we can say. But whereas this female will have only one type of gamete, that is with that of X it will have. These two will form, that is these two haploid gametes will unite together to form a diploid gamete, that is 22 pairs of chromosome will come with that of XX. Another type, 22 pairs of chromosome will come plus XY. So whenever we have the female, that is parent is a diploid and it produces a haploid gamete, and these two haploid gametes unite together to form again a diploid individual, and this diploid individual, wherever the two X will be having, they become a female, and wherever the XY is there, they become the male. So here the female is not a factor for the sex determination, but here the male is responsible for sex determination. Thank you.